Hey everyone, welcome back to our Ninja Academy. Today, continuing with the Naruto videos, let's talk about the next generation. Boruto and Sarada carry in their veins the bloodline of the Otsutsukis. Boruto had the bloodline of Ashura and Hamura, possessing the great stamina and regeneration that Ashura's bloodline possesses and the incredible Jaganai power, which was possibly only possible because of Hamura's bloodline. Already Sarada, being from the Uchiha clan, she has Indra descent. For this reason she has the Sharingan, even having the possibility of her also obtaining the Mangekyou Sharingan, Rinnegan, and even the Supreme Rinnegan as well as her father. We don't know which direction the story will take, but with the union of Boruto and Sarada, we could see in the future the most powerful ninja in existence, a ninja who would practically be Hagoromo's most direct heir. In today's video we will talk about the powers that a possible future son of Boruto and Sarada would have, how strong he would be if the two actually get married in the future. In that case, what would be the amazing abilities he could get by just possessing the bloodline of Kaguya Otsutsuki's two sons. So if you guys enjoy this kind of video, please subscribe to join our academy and leave your like to help us to keep growing on YouTube. But let's go back to the video. Boruto and Sarada are great friends, although their friendship is based on their disputes and also for fights for silly reasons, but maybe in the future there may be something more between them. And through this relationship they would have an extremely powerful son, having a direct lineage with the Otsutsuki as he would have the blood of the Uzumaki, Uchiha, and Hyuuga. Then we would see the birth of a ninja who could surpass Naruto in all aspects, because his power would be incredible, having the most powerful eye power and techniques existing in the world of Naruto, in addition to Kishimoto having already stated that the son of an Uchiha and a Hyuuga could use Sharingan in one eye and Byakugan in the other. But we know that Kishimoto doesn't usually create a relationship between characters. It was even said by him that he's not very good at developing this subject. During classic Naruto and Shippuden, we can see that Naruto and Hinata's relationship was practically non-existent. Only Hinata was willing to have this relationship, as Naruto spent most of his days training to save his friend Sasuke, as well as being very worried about the Akatsuki organization that was after the tailed beasts. So his life was in serious danger if he didn't prepare well. And during the pain arc, Hinata declared her love for Naruto to everyone who was present at the battle, but after that there was no evolution in their relationship. It was only at the end of the anime that we see their sudden marriage, but years later at the end of the anime, the movie Naruto the Last was released, which aimed to develop their relationship. In relation to Boruto and Sarada, it is still too early for a relationship to emerge, since in Naruto it was only at the end of the manga that we really see this relationship forming. So in Boruto it's probably the same thing, but over time there may be hints that a relationship can really arise between Boruto and Sarada, and so the possibility that in the next generation we will have one of the most powerful ninjas in the world. Because in Naruto, we saw that initially he liked Sarada, but over time he developed a passion for Hinata, although as said before, it wasn't very well shown in the manga, because Kishimoto didn't know how to develop an interesting relationship between them. With Boruto, something similar is happening as the two are slowly getting closer, even if they don't show it very well. Meanwhile, Sumire also has great respect for Boruto, similar to the relationship between Naruto, Sarada, and Hinata in the past. So for these factors it is difficult to know who is really going to marry Boruto at the end of the anime. The mangaka may very well choose to follow the path of Naruto's story, that would be Boruto marrying Sumire, or could follow a different story path, in which Boruto and Sarada would end up together. And as said at the beginning of the video, with this union we would see the most powerful child and who could be the most powerful character ever seen in the ninja world. The more distant the bloodline is, the more the power decreases. As we know, Kaguya Otsutsuki is the progenitor of chakra, so she is the one who brought chakra to the ninja world. During the Naruto manga, her great power is demonstrated. Even though she is not an Otsutsuki prepared to fight, she has shown to be very powerful, able to easily fight against Team 7. During Kaguya's past, she arrives on Earth and finds a man who piques her interest. After a while she has two children, Hagoromo and Hamura. Although they are Kaguya's children, they did not possess all her power. For Hagoromo inherited the vitality of an Otsutsuki and a weaker eye power derived from the Rain Sharingan, eye power in which he was called the Rinnegan, while his brother Hamura obtained his mother's eyes, the Byakugan. After defeating his mother, Hamura went to the moon to keep the Jubi's receptacle so that no one could obtain it in the future. Hamura as well as his brother has descendants, although none of them inherited a power derived from his Byakugan, but the Byakugan itself. However, in the case of Hagoromo it was different. From his lineage came two sons who each obtained one of their powers. Indra, the eldest son, obtained the Sharingan from his father, while Ashura, the youngest son, obtained vitality. Over time, the powers of the next descendants were decreasing, as we see happening with Hashirama and Madara, who are descendants of Indra and Ashura. Even though they were very powerful, their powers did not compare to their predecessors. With Naruto and Sasuke the same thing happened. The power of Hashirama and Murata were much greater than theirs, even if both were at their peak. With time the blood lineage that comes from the otsutsuki is decreasing. The next descendant becomes increasingly weak, but in the case of Boruto and Sarada's son, something different can happen. He can be born with the full power of the otsutsuki lineage. As stated earlier, Boruto has a link to Ashura and Hamura for being Uzumaki and Hyuuga, so his blood is connected to the otsutsuki, while Sarada is linked to Indra, allowing her son to be born with the lineage of Hyuuga and Hamura. But unlike the two brothers, Boruto and Sarada's son would be much more powerful as Kaguya's power was divided between them. But Boruto and Sarada's son would possess all of Kaguya's power, as he would practically be a union of Hyuuga and Hamura's powers. It is unknown which eye power this child could be born with, since unlike other otsutsukis, Kaguya did not have a rinnegan in her hand that allowed her to absorb jutsus. She had a Rain Sharingan on her forehead, and we saw that only when she possessed the power of the fruit of the chakra tree she could use this great power, unlike other otsutsukis who already have this eye naturally in their hands, and in some cases during their transformations they gained the Rain Sharingan in your foreheads. However, just like Sasuke, who had one eye with Rinnegan and an eternal Mangekyou Sharingan in his other eye, Boruto and Sarada's son could have a Rain Sharingan and even a Jagan in his other eye, because his father's Jagan could also be inherited by him, allowing him to have a more powerful eye than a Byakugan. We can't forget about the karma that Boruto has that increase his otsutsuki powers. It is said that the user's body gradually transforms into that of an otsutsuki, but during the prologue we saw that he was able to use his karma against Kawaki freely, showing that possibly somehow he managed to control Momoshiki. But we don't know if in this process his body stopped with the transformation of otsutsuki, so there are great possibilities that Boruto, even having the body of a human, he could have been transformed into otsutsuki. So if this possibility is real, then your son would really have a direct lineage with an otsutsuki, as his father's DNA would be from an otsutsuki, which would allow them to do great deeds because of their incredible power. Boruto and Sarada's son could even get a new eye power, a union between the three most powerful eyes in the world of Naruto, or even an incredible evolution in which a never-before-seen eye would emerge, an eye that would surpass even any eye power that the otsutsuki can possess, as possibly the otsutsuki are already born with the Rinnegan in their hands while they have the Byakugan in their eyes. However, as the son of Boruto and Sarada is a fusion between the lineage of the goddess Kaguya, so there is great possibility that these three eye power can unite, creating an even stronger one. Something similar happened with Boruto. Because he is an Uzumaki, he has Hyuuga bloodline, and because he is a Hyuuga who has Hamura bloodline, which together with an interference from Tonari, made his Byakugan evolve, becoming then a Jagan, an eye power still unknown but has already demonstrated great abilities. It is very likely that by uniting the bloodline of Hyuuga and Hamura, new abilities can arise. Incredible powers that are capable of surpassing even the otsutsuki. A proof of this is the Jagan himself that I mentioned earlier. Not even the otsutsuki seem to know the real potential of this eye. Only Tonari Otsutsuki, who helped Boruto awaken these eyes thanks to a dream, has full knowledge of these eyes, which could be something that Hamura may have managed to awaken after merging his DNA with his brothers. Even a member of his clan who lived on the moon may have been able to accomplish this feat, thus managing to obtain the Jagan, and it was through this that Tonari was able to learn more about the Jagan, being then able to help Boruto to awaken those eyes, because he knew that Naruto was a descendant of Hyuuga and Hinata was a descendant of Hamura, so through that Tonari discovered that Boruto could awaken those eyes that surpass a Byakugan. Something similar can happen with the son of Boruto and Sarada, although for this awakening he wouldn't need Tonari's help to happen, since the son of the two could already be born with eyes with unique powers, or in time he could awaken those eyes through training, because even having a powerful lineage, Boruto and Sarada's son would still need to train a lot, as eye powers awaken at specific times. In short, it is visible that a son of Boruto and Sarada would be one of the most powerful characters, being able to even fight an otsutsuki alone. But now I would like to know about your opinion. Will Boruto and Sarada really be able to be together at the end of the manga? Will Boruto and Sarada's son really be very powerful? Will he even be able to surpass the otsutsuki? Leave your opinion in the comments.